Okay, there, brethren, sisters. Now I was born, divine understanding. Felix Almanzar, Kasim Shabazz, Otai Waju. Now I was born. Smell goods, good brother divine. Yeah. Well, you know, those that was aware, I'm about to fast for 3 days. So I figured I come on and have the Last Supper with y'all. Got a little fish dinner here. Little fish dinner with macaroni and cheese. Wish I had some. I didn't like the vegetables. Nice. You're not invited. Yeah. You know, this is not going to be quite like the biblical Last Supper. You know, I don't know. I was just thinking about that. I may have to. What is this? But yeah, I was considering that I might have to make a new page. We might have to get a specific page for the City Science Chronicles. Well, yeah, you don't want to tell Boy Mastermind that fish is white. And you know, when you eat food that is white, it can make you white. According to Boy Mastermind, that is. I'm trying to get, you know, we gotta, you know how we do. We gotta open up the medicine cabinet. We gotta open up the medicine cabinet because the medicine cabinet is a part of what we do here. All right. The dosage for the day, I don't know. I have no idea. Did anyone see that fight yesterday? Check it out. It was good. It was a good fight. I mean, if you had money on Deontay, you might not like it too much. Well, yeah, that's why I announced it, so that, you know, anyone that wanted to partake in the fast could partake. You know, this right here be my last meal. You know, I'm gonna be fasting from a lot of things that don't aggravate. My nerves get a little hair triggered. But yeah, I saw the fight, man. It was a good fight, but you know, it's time for the champ. It's time for the champ to hang it up. The Fifth Element. Yeah, you need oh snap, Jigga 1017, man. We didn't see Jigga 1017 in a minute. So Wilder needs to change his name from Brahms Bomber to Copper Bomber. I'm fasting for 3 days. You know, no equality, food, you know, no being Hotep. We going pretty all out. Shaka Nulu. We going pretty all out with the fasting. Strictly water. Kali Gasil. Yeah, Divine, you need your nutrients. See, that's something about fasting too. It's just in general, you know, you gotta observe where you at. You know what I'm saying? Like some places where you at, some situations that you in, you may particularly need to preserve your energy. Lactose intolerant? No, I'm not. I don't drink milk like that. So, but no, I don't think I'm lactose intolerant. But pretty much, you know, I stopped eating cereal at some point in like the late 80s. And then I never, True Universal. We got the medicine cabinet, a few people over here. Tag Magazine Podcast. Welcome to the channel. You know, lactose intolerance, that's a certain science to lactose intolerance, where there's a certain enzyme that you need to what is this, a typo, love? Got Arabi in the building. But there's a certain enzyme that you need to break down the lactose. And people that if you're from a place where they didn't domesticate cows a long time ago. See, the people, the civilizations that domesticated cows early on, and then, you know, milk is you know, in places where they have domesticated cows, milk is a staple food. So if you can't digest the milk, right, you're not going to survive. And you won't survive to pass on, you know, whatever DNA profile is lactose intolerant. It's kind of like sickle cell, how they say that people in Africa develop the sickle cell trait because the sickle cell trait is a block against the effects of malaria. Now, malaria, it sucks the oxygen out of your cells somehow. But when the cell sickles, they can't do it. You see what I'm saying? So, different populations, because of different things that happen, they develop in particular ways. Much like we say, also by thinning the original blood, the germ became white and weak, but that's just one example. Deontay is the Shikari Richardson of boxing, Ali S. Mystique with Olowokandi and Greg Old's substance. That is, Shikari Richardson, I ain't gonna front. The reason why she has me, I was upset is because, I had never heard of her before. I wouldn't say I'm upset, but it did kind of stand out the comment she made because I'm sitting there thinking, oh man, yeah, this girl is the bomb. Like, they're holding her back, And then, I find out that, you really, the talking. I mean, I don't know. When you talk like that, you gotta be Deion Sanders. Like, Deion, cats like that, Jordan, they can talk. But that's a science, you know what I'm saying? People now, we in this pop off culture where everybody got to talk their shit and, don't come for me and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what a lot of it be about. Shaka News said milk is nasty anyway. It's not just because I'm lactose intolerant. Yeah, it's not. It's definitely an acquired taste to me. You know what I'm saying? It's something that, like I said, without the cereal, I would have to say it was the marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like certain, milk, they had a commercial back in the days, milk does the body good, or they had the got milk stuff and all that. So they milk had great marketing. But and then back in the days though, remember back in the days we should drink milk because we used to have the chocolate, the quick and all that. So, but besides those things like that, like I never was West Coast Wise said, I don't deal with milk anymore because I'm not a baby cow. The milk is designed to make that calf a large cow in a short period of time. I mean, the law will manifest. You got a new, what's the name? Yeah, that's the science. That's the sign. Yeah, that's I mean, yes, that's the benefit of your cells sickling. You know what I'm saying? Shaka News said, I got the sickle cell trait called G6PD deficiency, found out when I was in the Navy. So, and like, how did you find out that this was a test or, you had some type of adverse reaction? So West Coast Wise said, I'm about to buy a machine called Almond Cow, which you can make your own milk alternatives with. All right. Well, yeah, I was making coconut milk. I just haven't made any in a while. But yeah, I was making my own milk. I was making my own milk out of that for a minute. So you will have like the almond milk and the cashew milk and all of that. Do I know anything about the blood type diet? I know of it. I know of it. And I know, what it applies to in terms of everybody should be eating, according to their blood type is going to give them certain needs for certain nutrients, certain surpluses or whatever. But, in terms of following it, yeah, I wouldn't be able to follow it because I don't know the specifics of it. The original Mr. 120, tuning into the Last Supper. Was that directed to Arabi? Arabi, we have a request in the room to draw up some quantum science, quantum physics. He said, from my understanding, today, the large 5% was born, but a video input up with Darkim the other day, he said it was on the God Day. Your understanding, the God Day of what? We got a couple more people coming in over here in the medicine cabinet. You're saying it's supposed to be October 7th. You've been drinking almond milk, but it's still, I mean, I really don't drink milk. You know what I'm saying? The only time you really, I'm dealing with milk, it's got to be like a recipe or something. But said Fakeem said October 7th as the date. See, listen, this is going to be quite controversial. I'll try to put this as diplomatically as I can, but that October shit is bullshit. Like that. See, it's like I leave it up to every individual to do their own research because, of course, I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? But many individuals have expressed to me that they had the knowledge months before October. Yeah, that's that's not, you don't hear me saying. I mean, it's good, if that's a decision that we make as a group of people to say, look, this is when we going to celebrate it. See, like I know people that, brother, he was getting the knowledge, right? And he actually waited until his physical born day so that he could say, he was born mentally and physically on the same day. See, me, I don't really recall when I got to know. Like, I could tell you the things that was going on, the atmosphere that was around, but it wasn't, I didn't even realize that that was going to be a historical event. But it's good to have a day to commemorate it. Yeah, that's nah. That's I told you we have practical jokers in the nation. Yeah, BC Rum, this is the Last Supper before we go on a 3-day fast. It's not like the Last Supper in the Bible. I don't know if that's what you was thinking. The first, the first player's ball. I was thinking I might have to make another channel so we could let the Random Jewels Network remain. We can let it remain pristine while we discuss topics that sometimes require you to flow from the survival scrolls. Turn it down a little bit. Yeah, but he had it before October 10th. People like to link that day to Prince. Prince is kind of the practical joker that started that one. So that's probably the reason for that. he's robbed me. That would be a fairly good reason why that might be. BC Realm, happy born day. All right, your daughter, 7 years old. Shout out to the young queen. Listen, that's something, I recall when people start saying, like, that's not ancient history. Like, like I said, I remember when that started. That it is the generally accepted day or whatever. Like I said, I don't dispute it. It's not into, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta watch out for practical jokers in the nation. Shout out to everybody over here in the medicine cabinet. We over here right now having the Last Supper, eating my last meal right here before we go on the 3-day fast. You didn't stir the pot up. Things like that. It's just like I said, I don't like to get involved because you got people that's so invested. You got people that's so invested into it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, there's nothing to upset the car though. Divine. Yeah, Robbie brought up a good point right here, VC Realm. But yeah, y'all already side rallying on that. Divine said one time I read about some brands of soy milk was just water, soy flavor, and something else like corn maltodextrin, vegetable oils, and other nasty ingredients I would never imagine. Well, once it becomes commercial, you know what I'm saying? Like I saw the commercialization of righteous foods. Matter of fact, speaking of that, Raise Your Image Barbershop. You get them and cut that stuff over there now. But I keep telling you, don't, watch out for practical jokers. What you said, Black Dot mentioned you on the podcast but couldn't recall your name. The chat, including self, was hella swift in reminding him. He talked about how you bought equipment with your bread, but what Black Dot you talking about? He's talking about me. The commercialization of righteous foods. Yeah, right. V8 splash ain't healthy no more, right? So, a lot of things that came in. Like I remember when, you had to search far and wide to find soy milk. Like it wasn't, like there was a handful of places that we used to be able to just eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, a handful of things, like cakes and pies that, at least for me, because I wasn't into, reading 80,000 ingredients. So I just found my stuff that, I knew was righteous, and I mostly stuck with that, which I'm not a exotic eater like that anyway. You understand what I'm saying? I don't eat 1,000 different things. So, that's how I went about it. But, now you got 1,000, Joe the Juice and Sweet Greens and, Poke Bowl, just places, vegan places and things of that nature. It just didn't exist before. You know what I'm saying? And what happened is at some point in the 90s, it kind of started with soy. Like the Surgeon General or something released a report saying that soy was good for your heart or something. And then that started a whole, everybody started moving towards soy, away from lard. And now everything is soy oil and all of that, because if they moved to those ingredients, then they was able to make health claims because it was backed up by the Surgeon General. You understand what I'm saying? But when that happened, it went from just a few items and a few companies that was doing things to now you got like Nestle and Cargill and these type of companies in it. So once it got commercial, it got commercial. A lot of things that used to have pork in them no longer have pork, and things that did not have pork now have pork in them. I stay reading labels. I mean, I tried to. He said, the science of the divine rod or abstaining from sex to save the seed, also a joke. You're talking about raise your rod. Apparently, the brothers that I was raised around either ignored that teaching or that wasn't. Like I learned about that in the 2000s from 85%. You know what I'm saying? The science is the science of fasting. You know what I'm saying? The science of it, the science of the story, was to be aware, of the power of magnetic, to be aware, of what was the piece of steel with the magnetic. You understand what I'm saying? So even if we applied it to food, right? What's the piece of steel with the magnetic? Are you the piece of steel with the magnetic? Are you eating to, benefit your health, to benefit your energy? You know what I'm saying? Or are you eating for the food? Like people that just, you have to have cheesecake or something. You understand what I'm saying? The food is the piece of steel with the magnetic. You understand what I'm saying? So by that same token, anybody that gets caught up and not knowing which piece of steel with the magnetic, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be subject to certain wicked things happen because the power is magnetic. You understand what I mean? And that weakness is going to make you subject to certain things being in your midst and not your own self becoming negative. You know what I'm saying? But, that's it. Listen, we have to start the other channel. I don't have to, I wasn't aware of this teaching. I wasn't made aware of this teaching. I was made aware of another teaching. But that's for the survival scrolls. He said, Black Dot from the Bronx. Ourself and our justice. What the fuck is our justice from our justice? You talking about Born? Black Dot, he got like a talk show. I think he be on there with his son. It's interesting from Mr. Spock. He said milk is liquid sunlight Get your vitamin D. Draw that one up. Whoa. I don't know if we want to go that direction in the law will manifest. Chicken said Nestle is leasing water in Michigan for $100 a year and milking 10 million gallons a day, depleting whole lakes in local rural areas and making billions. Whoa, I gotta fix my little setup over here, man. My camera for the medicine room keeps picking out. Oh, all right, yeah, I know, Born like that. And listen, he was serious. Like a lot of people that you see, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I wouldn't say he's a part of that. I wouldn't say he's a part of that, like the conscious community. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of saying, you know, people doing like motherfuckers say, yo, motherfuckers doing the work. Yo, I remember like during that time, you know, Bourne had like a school in his house. Like that, when and at 3:30, all the kids in the building came to his house. You know, and this is the 90s still. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of things is still new, but he got computers, right? And everything set up in the house. The kids used to come and do their homework. You know what I'm saying? They feed them and then they go back home and you know, that was his contribution, you know, very, very great contribution. You know what I'm saying? You know, those kids would be, those kids gotta be like 30, you know, a little bit over 30 years old now. But yeah, I definitely, in fact, I was with one of the brothers that we should be with. I was with one of the brothers not too long ago. Shaka Nulu said, get the power of the sun from the sun. Now, I mean, the medicine cabinet, we not, you know, we got brothers over here tuned in with us, but, you know, we ain't got the excitement. You know, we got to wait till certain brothers get the alert to come through. Mr. Spock said, all the bad talk about milk is pseudo. It comes from so-called black conscious guys. Do the due study and see why you can't drink milk is because of your own diet, not because something is wrong with milk. Atif said a recent article confirmed what I was saying, how over 85% of severe COVID cases had low vitamin D levels. Yeah, but see, and I'm not saying that that has nothing to do with it, but I'm just saying that there's gonna be a correlation right now, right? It's gonna be a correlation because people was inside. And so of course people was vitamin D deficient. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where you know, I'm not sure if the how do they say the correlation is related, there's a causation in the correlation. But expand on this science, what you saying, Mr. Spot, about milk. Because well, let me let you talk. All right. Does anyone else have any insight on that? And also, Mr. Spot, uh, when you're speaking on that, are you speaking in terms of a cow that you see in the field? You know what I'm saying? A cow that's living, in its natural kind of habitat, right? As opposed to cows that, once things become commercial and they become industrial, you know what I'm saying, is necessarily going to, just the way industrialization is done at this point is necessarily going to be some negative effects. You know what I'm saying? Because, everything that's good and everything that's nutritious and everything that's healthy is not necessarily profitable. So, are you including that? Is that Jiggy 1017 said, would you say How to Eat to Live is outdated or needs to be upgraded? Wesley and Dr. Eileen have brought out the Sadie crowd, crucifying them from the liquid sunlight talk. Well, knowledge is infinite. You know what I'm saying? So our knowledge of diets, you know what I'm saying, has increased, you know what I'm saying? So we would only be foolish not to include that in how we saw a diet today, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying I'm trying to understand this liquid sunlight thing. This is new to me. What is this thing, man? Let's see if that works. So you say here, melanated people have a harder time metabolizing the sun. Yes, get your sunlight, but we have a longer process getting the vitamin D than the Europeans. This is some new science. How is that? Shaka Lulu said, drinking another mother's milk. Now I'm good. Chief said the cows is shot full of hormones and fed bad food. The milk is homogenized, meaning the cream don't rise to the top, and it's pasteurized and infused with vitamin D. So milk is average benefit. I mean, I need to, y'all are complicating this. We're looking for understanding, which requires y'all to simplify this. Do not drink regular brand milks on the store shelves, though. Only organic brands from the supermarket. West Coast Watch says, if that's the case, why not drink human breast milk, same species, and it's within our diets without being forced? For in fact, the common diet of the USA is called SAD, the Standard American Diet. Shaka Nulu said, most of us tradesmen are vitamin D deficient because we work on the inside. Said this liquid sunlight was not a thing until I mentioned that vitamin D3 was sunshine in the bottle. Mentioned because Major Dames in March 20 said COVID cannot live in sunlight. I mean, I don't know. Can y'all just tell me the science of what y'all saying? Like, I don't want to hear that shit, man. Like, I hear what everybody else said. What is this science? Like, how did the sunlight distill into liquid? That's it. Let's start there. Maybe my questions are not clear. Reveal said, I have tried oatmeal milk as an alternative for my daughter. She's 3, healthy, never been vaxxed or had insured. Breatharians, yeah, that's a crowd right there. That's a crowd. Got all of the business over here in the medicine cabinet. I got a lot of world manifesting here going into it. The only good from cow's milk is that it's infused with vitamin D. Peace. Oh, what's going on, Chuck? What you say here? It's infused with vitamin D or the other good antibodies. All the other good antibodies are killed. Sunlight does not distill into liquid.
Okay. Please, God.
Oh my God, they're used to
The only way that's happening, sunshine to a liquid, is through the plants. Knowledge Born says because we don't need milk after infancy, no mammal does. No other animal in the animal kingdom drinks milk from their mother after nursing. Holy Quran 1666. And indeed, for you in grazing livestock is a lesson. We give you drink from what is in their bellies, between the excretion and blood, pure milk, palatable to drinkers. All right. How did the sunlight distill into liquid? This, this is all great information. But I'm still looking for one thing. I don't know what they're saying all in the business. I'm trying to figure it out. But they're not giving me any real science here. During the beginning of Christina Aguilera last year, Wesley did a lecture on raw cow's milk being liquid sunlight because of its vitamin D and other mineral principles to protect against it. Well, yeah, that sounds kind of stupid. I mean, first of all, by virtue of the fact that everything absorbs sunlight, everything has vitamin D. Necessarily kind of saying that the cow's milk, is liquid sunlight. Like how did the cow get a monopoly on this liquid sunlight? According to Dr. Wesley, that is. I'm really getting pissed off with this. Can't get my camera to stay still. You said the herbs know the science of milk. I mean, anybody can add on. I'm just trying to see what's the science. You said there's only one sun. I made it funny, but you can look up very common knowledge. Who gets vitamin D from the sun the most? You said now cipher, everything does not have vitamin D. Okay, so what are some things that don't have vitamin D? I mean, well, let's try to go point by point. You're saying milk can be not like, but all the milk talk is pseudo from so-called Black conscious guys, right? What I'm saying, right, is let's start, like, what's the first thing they say that's not true? You said the main science of vitamin D for cows, besides sunlight, is the vegetation it eats that also absorbs the light. See, we're starting to move towards some science here. It said vitamin D is produced as sunlight photons touch your skin. Now, the medicine cabinet has been very, very sane today so far. All Black people are lactose intolerant is the main focus. Well, again, we dealt with that earlier on in the class. Lactose intolerance comes from people who didn't domesticate cows a long time ago. So whatever enzyme that you need to digest the lactose, if you're from a civilization where they domesticated cows long enough, the population of those people have evolved, right? The natural selection of those who were able to break down the lactose and get the nutrients from it versus those who couldn't break down the lactose and therefore, starve to death, or suffer from malnutrition. The people who were able to thrive off of the lactose passed on their genes. And so amongst that population, you will see people who can digest lactose. When you go amongst people who did not domesticate cows, you will see that they're lactose intolerant. I'm still waiting on the foods that don't have vitamin D.
You need to say yeah.
I
just closed the door, right?
bet.
I'm close the front door.
All right. This is really quite see how long that lasts. So he said, though, going deeper into this conversation, those populations that dealt with goat and sheep milk, can they tolerate cow milk? Not all of them. It's not necessarily what for what. It is related, but it's not the same. I was taught that melon in the dark seed converts sunlight into vitamin D. You mean melanin? Vitamin D is a pretty fascinating nutrient because, to begin with, it's not even a vitamin. It's a prohormone, a substance our bodies convert into hormones for various uses. Vitamin D helps our bodies absorb calcium, may reduce our risk of certain chronic diseases, and may minimize your risk of developing mental illness. Unlike many of the other vitamins, our bodies need most of our vitamin D most of our vitamin D needs can actually come from sunlight. However, about 10% of our vitamin D needs aren't met through this process. So we need to get this portion through food. All in the business says vitamin D exists in anything with oxygen breathing skin. Fruits have the most vitamin D when picked ripe at harvest and eaten off the tree. Vitamin D breaks down over time. The sunlight is not vitamin D, and milk is white blood cells and mucus retained. A lot of our people was dealing with goat, sheep, and even cows. They were dealing with, aren't these genetically modified clone cows we deal with today? Indeed. Well, let me try to focus this in here. Let's bring this back to see the science of eating, right? And all of the stuff that y'all saying is the laws of entropy as it relates to food. Like this is let's bring it back a little scientific. You know, we've been through the Quran, you know, people making these kind of, you know, statements, and I'm asking you where they come from. You can't tell me. The laws of entropy. And this is why I disagree with anybody that says everything doesn't have vitamin D in it. Because in order for something to exist, it has to consume uh, sunlight, right, in the form of vegetation. See, so when you say that, yeah, you get it a certain amount from sunlight and then you get it from food, you got to remember that at its root, right? What 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 is this chlorophyll does is it converts sunlight into food, right? In the same way, you know, or it converts it into energy, right? That the plant can use, right? And when you don't use that energy, just like when we eat food, right? When we consume this energy, if we don't use it, right, then it collects on us in the form of, uh, you know, the substance of our body. You know what I'm saying? The fat, the muscle, the bone, et cetera, right? So when you eat this energy, right, your body uses uh, your body uses 90% of the energy that you get. So like if a plant absorbs sunlight, right, as energy, it uses 90% of that energy for itself, for its own existence. So if you eat an apple, right, you're only getting 10% of the original sunlight energy. See, we got to back this train up. Some of y'all, I don't know what y'all talking about. And if y'all talking about something else, let me know. But see, the sun is the root of all the energy that's on the planet, all of it. And so at the end of the day, anything that you see is this converted sunlight energy. Photosynthesis cannot occur unless 23 nutrients are present in the plant. You can eat the energy, but that is not vitamin D. Who knows what you're talking about right there, IT? Who knows what you're talking about right there, IT? You see, this is the science in our dietary law, right? The science of entropy as it relates to food is why we don't eat scavengers. Is why we don't eat predators. And they say we don't eat fish over a certain weight because they predators. It's because every time you eat, right? Like I said, when you eat a plant, right, you're getting 10% of the sunlight energy, right? Now, when the cow eats the grass, right, it gets 10% of the original sunlight energy, right? But that 10% is only, well, no, let me slow down myself. The cow is getting the 10%, right, of the sunlight energy that's left over after the plant used the 90%. So now, if you eat a cow or drink the cow's milk, right, the cow has used 90% of that 10% that it got. And so now when you eat the cow, you're only getting 1% of that original sunlight energy. So see, to get back in the Bible, when they say eat the animals that what it is, cloven the hoof and splitteth the cow. What is it? Splitteth the cow, splitteth the hoof. You know what I'm talking about. This is the reason for that. See, because once you pass the cow and you get into predators, right, and scavengers, you have no way of knowing how many times, like a scavenger, you could have ate something that was dead, that ate something that was dead, that ate a cow. And so this is the quality of the energy that you could even get from that thing. So, some of these ideas, what I'm saying is let's take them out of the vacuum, right? Let's take them out of the vacuum, right? And put them back into the entire scientific reality. This stuff starts to get out of context. And listen, this is I didn't want to bring this up, but listen, the jury's starting to come in. And see, I'm seeing some vegans not doing too good. And that's not to say that veganism is not good, but I'm just saying that a lot of times, with a lot of things, but especially with this dietary stuff, we get into just kind of compartment where we talking, and then we're not realizing that, these things, these phenomena don't exist outside of the laws of science. No, I'm just listen. And it's not funny. I'm saying that I'm watching vegans, right, pass away from cancer. And mind you, my experience is not a scientific study. But see, at the end of the day, this is what I'm telling everybody about that dietary stuff, man. That, everybody to me, when it comes to this dietary stuff, is stop acting like you so certain because you're just in the middle of your research. All the stuff you're saying, It's not showing improvement to me until the motherfucker is 150 years old and he's following that diet. You got all these people, they putting reports about them in the medical journal saying, here, we can't explain these motherfuckers 250 years old. We cannot explain this shit. But in the meantime, y'all gotta stop, man. Y'all gotta stop with this stuff, man. Y'all really gotta stop, man. Until you can show and prove. You show and telling me. You said the cow's milk does not innately have vitamin D. Our foods are fortified with vitamins, so we didn't die off. Salt is fortified with iodine, so our thyroids work. Popular foods are fortified. I know all about this. I know about scurvy and beriberi and how they found out about malnutrition. I know about how Black people outside of a certain latitude suffer from rickets because of a lack of vitamin D. I'm not totally foreign to this stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like I know about that. What I'm saying is, what is the science of what y'all are talking about? Holy boy music. All in the business said the oldest man in the world was a vegan and ate goji berries every day. Li Qingyuan, on record, approximately over 200. He said he was younger, but his birth record was over 200 years old in China dynastic records. Yeah, when you get back to Chinese people, they say they got about 300,000 years of history. You said we don't need research for some things. It's a natural mathematical formulation of the universe. If it was no good for us, we would not have teeth for chewing meat. We would have teeth for only vegetables. Point. Definitely a point. Yeah, that's another one. We got to come back to that one in the next class. Watch. Now it's born. Now it's born said there's a proposal to have the IRS investigate any bank deposit over $600. I mean, wouldn't that put everybody in the investigation? Or the business that don't agree with the teeth statement. A gorilla has some sharp teeth, but eats bananas all day. They eat some tough stuff. We do need to be more pro vegetables, but a little meat here and there is good for you, as well as a vitamin will not give you the same vitamin D. Okay. You said West Coast Wild said we don't have teeth like carnivores do. Well, yeah, the canine teeth. We have omnivore teeth. We're not really in either category. You said carnivores don't have to cook their food. Cooking is a kind of digestion. It's like a pre-digesting. Shaka Noodle said they ain't gonna be able to look at everybody's account, but I'm saying pretty much. I mean, there's people that get paid less than $600 when they check. You know what I'm saying? You need like $600 just to get to work and back. And by the time you get to work and back and eat lunch, that's already $600. So I can't picture a person working for much less than $600. So I'm saying that should pretty much put everybody under investigation on payday. I'm just telling you, man. I seen, I'm watching people that eat meat, be some of the oldest brothers that I see on the regular, brothers out and about. You know what I'm saying? And touted, I seen people that touted veganism for decades. Catch the big C, man. You know what I'm saying? As Reed said, looks like they won't be investigating me. I mean, hey, you doing? I mean, uh, the bank is one of them things though, where like, what could you do? Because if you pull all your money out, you know what I'm saying, then yeah, I don't know what's up. They ain't been coming inside ever since it got cool, man. And then if I start coming in here trying to live, I'm gonna have to take them out. They don't know. See me, I sprayed them with Clorox and shit like that. That's what, like the Clorox, the shit you supposed to clean with. I don't clean with it. Spray insects in your face like a can of mace, baby. Is burning. Well, fuck it. Now you learn it. The investigation is any account that accrues $600 in interest needs to be reported on the 1099 IMT form. If the limit was higher, it would enable people to have multiple accounts accruing interest. All right, I see what you're saying. They trying to go after people that's doing like tax haven stuff, it looks like. I mean, incisors is just the name for and actually no, those are not incisors. This tooth over here in the corner right here is equivalent to the canine tooth. You put water in a jar and their reflection scares them. Possible. I can't call it. See, apparently someone doesn't appreciate my assessment of dietary law. You know, we doing our thing though. We got a thumbs down. Yeah, I don't know why I don't get more love. I don't know why I don't get more love. I don't think I had 10 thumbs down the whole time I've been on here. I don't know what's wrong with me, what's wrong with my channel. Complete. What's the science? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. See, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna do another channel. I'm gonna get all thumbs down. Watch. When I do the city signs, when I do the City Signs Chronicles, City Signs, the City Sciences channel, then I'm gonna have thumbs down. That's when I'm not gonna know y'all no more. West Coast Wise said the solution they use in restaurants is apple cider vinegar in a small cup, plastic wrap in a little hole. They'll fall in there and they're trapped. Little vegan, yeah, I think, you know. But you know, the vegan mafia has never really liked me because I spoke out against tofu. Tofu is the reason I can never be vegan. I can never eat tofu. Yeah, Shaka Nulu, I got that message about the how to use the custom videos. You got that tofu stuff. But yeah, I saw that you said interview Dave Chappelle that'll get you plenty of dislikes. Yeah, what's going on with Dave Chappelle? Like, I never checked Dave Chappelle again really when he came back. No particular reason. You know, I just never fucked with him. So you know, but I saw as I was coming on YouTube, to do the live, I saw that they were saying he was canceled or something. Like, what's What's going on with Dave Chappelle? Chappelle. Man, we're gonna have to close the medicine room. I can't get this camera right over here. You said his special got the alphabet gangs. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Please say I did vegan for the year 2000. He went in on him. What do I see different in our nation from back in the days, good or indifferent? I mean, it's lots of things, man. You know, you know the uh, how much the people of the nation have become of the world. Like just, of the world, where it's harder, like when you came around an area, you knew, the 5% was there. You know what I'm saying? Just there's the accountability, like, just the fact that you would see 5% doing the same thing that you see 85% or 10% doing. You know what I'm saying? Where, it was just a time when the accountability was to a much higher degree. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's one thing that I see. How many of you have articles of organization? Which articles is, I don't think I have it. What he said, oh, he came after trans people. Oh man. You said business articles? What you mean, like for a corporation, incorporation? But yeah, that's one big difference that I see, man. Just where licenses. What kind of licenses? They got somebody around the corner. They're supposed to be doing that OSHA stuff. You take the test, I think they said $50 or something. But they got the classes. An LLC, yeah, you gotta get that down at the you gotta get that down at the Supreme Court. Is it hard to tell who's who? See, not for me, because I don't fuck with nobody. You know what I'm saying? You know, I examine. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, there's some people that I just don't like. I don't like fully formed 5%. You know, but yeah, to a certain degree, because we don't, you don't know these people. Like these people show up, like listen, yeah, I remember when if you was 20, if you was out of high school, we didn't really fuck with you like that. You know what I'm saying? We knew each other from elementary, from junior high school, from high school, from the block, from family, from, you know what I'm saying? And we knew each other, when before you had the knowledge, when you first was getting the knowledge, growing up in the knowledge, developing in the knowledge together. You understand what I'm saying? Now a person just shows up. So yeah, that's going to make it a lot harder, but it's also just that, once, things became kind of worldly, right? Then that's when it's like, yeah, everybody kind of peeled off to do their thing. And so you got people now that, they bullshit now, but yo, I remember when they were somebody that, you knew when you ran into them, you need to know what you know. The police said for a limited liability company, it's easy to put together and will open doors. Well, we got 501c3 here at the school. Getting the proper amount and quality of individuals to administer it. Any corporation, that's always there. Malik Lowe, now listen, I showed up twice and the guy's still looking at me crazy. Malik Lowe said fully formed as a question. I mean, fully formed, like you already at 5%. Like, see, we got a steady line. You understand what I mean? Of people that recall. Like everybody that's here, right? Got people that recall. And y'all remember he's just coming around. You know what I mean? Yeah, I remember, man, and is that's a part of the memory, you know what I'm saying, of us being a family here, right? You said a family structure, See, like a lot of things you hear about, like I said, that's when everybody was right here. So, you don't see a brother, Yeah, let's go see what's up with such and such. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if he all right. You know, let's see if he's on point. All these things. We knew each other too. Where it was like, if somebody came and said, look, this person over here got an issue, that person over there got an issue. We was all on. But like I said, now. Uh, people realize you can kind of go over here on not realize, but people just came to that point. You know what I'm saying? Well, I didn't say you speak about the school, but yeah, I'm just saying there's a 501c3 here, where a lot of the things that you're saying is very applicable. Sometimes people around me is crazy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it was, like I was saying, it used to be, see, like right now, right, a person could just show up. Like that happens all the time, right? Just go on Facebook. You're gonna find 1,000 motherfuckers, right, who say, they was taught by this person or that person, they from this tree or that tree, right? But none of the people from that tree know you. None of the people that we seen with the naked eye being around that person know you. You can do that now. Some of it is just the natural progression, and that's what I keep telling y'all about why you have to stay rooted. Especially, recently we dealing with losing a lot of our brothers and sisters from this plane right here, right? And see what happens is now all of a sudden a motherfucker could pop up. Check if something happened to me, a motherfucker could pop up, right? And be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, me and Darkim, we should study and shit. Yeah, we should be up in here and shit. Like, nah, nigga, I don't know you. And that's how that mythology can start to come about. There used to be a time you couldn't show up and say, yo, you got the knowledge from that person. See, I'm gonna get a call. See, motherfuckers gonna say, yo, word, yo, yeah, that's peace, young guy. Yo, meet us over here. Yo, you get to school what time? Yeah, tomorrow, meet us over there. And when you get there, they're gonna be standing there with that brother that you say gave you the knowledge. And everything better shake out how you. Yeah, I've explained this very thing to 85, telling me that such and such is the guy. See, like I said, my thing is, look, I let y'all accept them as that. You see what I mean? Only because there's a fine line there, right, between accountability and being Yakub. See, Yakub take people birthright. So see, you got some people that they're God from world to world. They're God from world to world. Like, see, look, LeBron James is a God in basketball. Dave Chappelle is a God in comedy. You see, Allah is God in all worlds, from highest to lowest. And see, there's some people that will not be allowed in certain worlds with me. Like, if we talking about just the world of you walking down the block coming this way and I'm walking down the block going that way, yeah, we can do that. Or we in the rally and, I'm in the auditorium, you in the cafeteria, we could be in that world together. You see, being in a world where me and you was walking down the street at the same time, coming from the same place and going to the same place, nah, we ain't just in that world together. Because you're not like me. People don't understand that, yeah, just because we saying that this is something that is in you, right, innately, right, it doesn't mean that there's not a standard for it. It doesn't mean that there's not a culture which is a specific set of things. Say just now we was talking about dietary law, right? People's dietary law is their culture. Yeah, it's based on the knowledge and wisdom and how they live it out. So, question. You ever been to a Chinese restaurant? You ever had a Chinese dish with cheese in it? You ever had a Chinese dish with cheese in it? See, that's not their culture. It's very specific. See, now you take another people, Italian people, if they make some shit and ain't got no cheese, they get the Parmesan and sprinkle it on anything that had cheese. And so the same thing with the 5%, don't think that it's not a specific set of things, right? That comprise this culture that mean that you're living out this culture. See, because let me tell you something, I didn't heard it all. No, let me take that back. Because this is the Random Jewels Network over here, and this is the Medicine Cabinet over here. So I'm not going to test y'all that way. But I didn't heard a lot. See, when you hear a motherfucker say, well, pig is a limitation. Pig is 6. And so being that I'm God, I can eat this pig and rise above it. Now, positive elevation always corrects errors. If you ate that pig, yeah, in time, you understand what I mean? Through dietary law or whatever, right? You can correct that. But make no mistake about it, son. The lessons, there's no E is not for eventually. L is not for later on. The time is right now, what you can show and prove right now in this moment. What if I have to save your life? Why? It's not for yesterday. So, I just, see what, that's how I look at the world. That's why I don't play with certain people, man. And I'm glad they don't play with me. Yeah, complete. No, Chinese people don't eat cheese. That's what I'm saying. That's just a culture is a specific set of things, or it's not a thing. Peace.
Please.
Oh. Mr. Spock said, I'm not talking about rappers. I'm talking about street dudes from Flatbush, East New York, Crown Heights, Queens. They are God body, but they don't know nothing about the last 5%ers, nation of gods and earths. I mean, see, those people always existed, right? And that's one of the things that happened, is that it came a time, right, when that was, you got on the bad guy list for doing that. For telling those same dudes you're talking about that scams, you're not the guy. See, when I knew that this culture was changing, I'm sure when I was a young brother, something that happened. Listen, one time, a couple times this happened. We came to the rally and somebody told on us. They came to the rally and told brothers that out on the streets that we bombed them. This is crazy to me. This is like, you going down to the precinct and telling them you robbed the bank. Like, just when your mindset, like, that was embarrassing. You gonna go and tell people you got mobbed? In one of the situations, to me, it was bugged out because we on the block, we doing our thing, we just maintaining, we talking. In fact, Energetic Born that be coming on the live sometimes, he was there that day. We just kicking it. So brother rolls up on us, right? He's like, yeah, peace, God. We like, yeah, peace. So he like, yeah, what's the signs, man? What y'all brothers dealing with? Lessons. No, we was just frolicking. But now that you said that, let's crank up the Barbie. Let's crank up the Barbie. Put a little lighter fluid on that one. Let's get that flame going. He said that, what y'all brothers dealing with, lessons. Well, now that you bring it up, how you see today's degree? You don't know it. We didn't even particularly go in as, it was just the type of thing like, yeah, all right, man, We went to the rally and told. See, that's when you could tell that, this culture, has changed from, responsibility and accountability to entitlement. And that's one of the things that I meant when I said that, the people in the nation kind of like we became of the world. because changes that are seen occurring in the mainstream society, we have now. Whereas before, we was doing stuff that other people wasn't doing. But even people older than me, they tell you that it was a gradual, things that brothers never would have did in the time of Allah. When Allah was around. All of a sudden, things that was like, the guys don't partake in that became, the guys is the, they the main players in that. And slowly but slowly, it started chipping away at our culture. You know what I'm saying? People started running with the whatever they could comprehend. You know what I'm saying? Like they saw something that was great. And it's like, the pyramids is something where people go out there and loot the pyramids. You know what I'm saying? You take the gold from the mummies and take the material from the buildings and all of that. You understand what I mean? So when you look out there now, like, every conversation I hear with motherfuckers, they supposed to be intellectual. At some point, they're going to say they're building. Or how many different places have claimed the word cipher? The rap cipher and all of this. You understand what I'm saying? People took whatever little part of it that they could comprehend and ran with that. So see, that's some of them people that you're talking about. Those is dudes, some of them, like, they became God when, everything was calm. And the vast majority of them type of people, they're going to have this culture mixed with something else. Malik Lowe said the school was around the corner, and I go to the school and I knock a piece of wood off the door, and G. Colleen gave me 120. I thought it was a pamphlet from the Mart on 125, not knowing the significance. That's what you say. You go to school and knock a piece of wood off the door. Why'd you do that? He said, I went back home just to build with the guys at the school. I knew I didn't get it right exact. I went back and everyone there helped me with my growth and development. Yeah, that's, that, like I said, that's a part that, gets left out. Even as I was just talking right there, you know what I'm saying? That's another part of the whole thing is that, brothers, helped you with your growth and development, when we was tighter like that, and the culture was more intact, that was a part of it too. That was really the main part of it. See, a lot of times what people hear about is just the part, where the bad guys came out. You see what I'm saying? But even their understanding that these people was the bad guys, right, is based on lack of knowledge. You don't really know what happened. See, that's why I'm telling you something. I don't be feeling sorry for everybody. Like, it's some shit that happens, we'd be like, oh man, that's fucked up. But see, I don't be knowing people. I don't know what they did. So you see something fucked up happen to a person, you be like, ah, man, that's fucked up that happened. Nah, sometimes that's justice. I don't know one way or the other. That's why a lot of times I see something happen in the street. I don't know. I just mind my business. Mr. Green one. Crab Rangoon is a Chinese food dish served at all Chinese food restaurants. It has cream cheese, which is a form of cheese. And what is is there any history on what is the origin of this dish? Because you have some dishes that at least in the perception of wherever the people, wherever you're from, right? Like for me, right, curry is a West Indian dish. But really, the Indians brought it to the Caribbean. You see what I'm saying? Or just like pasta, right? I grew up looking at pasta as an Italian dish, but then I learned that it was actually a Chinese dish. So, when there's only one dish, it makes me wonder. Please said, don't wait till 60 to fix your diet. Yeah, that's and not just in terms of age, but also condition. You know what I'm saying? Don't wait till you're sick, to all of a sudden want to get on this health kick. This is why I said the first time I went to the school in Mecca, 2G Khalid was there, like, was the word. He didn't have time for nonsense at that age. I thought he had an attitude, but I get it now. Uh, you know, he had this mentality that he was the best at tough love. He did. Right. See, Mr. Edward Green commented here, and what's the name too, to say that the crab rangoon is not actually Chinese food per se. But yeah, he had this kind of attitude that he was the best at giving tough love and you know being the person that he was and living the life that he lived. Right, he was under the impression that he kind of knew all the pitfalls. So you know. He always tried to help you avoid those pitfalls. You know what I'm saying? But just at certain times, he was he had these kind of what do you call it, like that situational, not situational bias. What do you call it when a person experiences cause them to have a particular bias? Causes them to have a certain outlook on the world and look at things a certain way, you know. So, you know, things you would have conversation with Colleen, right? You come into school one day, right? So Kylie might say something like, yeah, I seen y'all over there, you know, y'all was over there drinking 40s. She be like, yeah, what about it? Be like, yeah, see, that's how it starts. You know, start out just be drinking on the weekends. When you got spare time with your friends, drinking on the weekends. You know what I'm saying? Then the next thing you know, you drinking on a Wednesday. You know, you was drinking at night, now you drinking in the day. Next thing you know, you smoking crack. Whoa. Who the hell is this girl? You know, he was the character in that way to me. But yeah, he definitely thought he was the master of tough love. Terrell Boylan said a lot of it I've been having to get on my own. I'm fronting like I got it all. Definitely appreciative of avenues such as this to keep it right. I mean, at the end of the day, uh, you know, one only learns what one teaches self. You understand what I'm saying? Like I can come on here and talk. And the information can be as valuable, as however you want to look at it. But at the end of the day, the person still has to apply themselves with that. You know what I mean? Teaching, like everything else, is two-sided. You know what I'm saying? Just like you can't give and let somebody take. There's no up without no down. You can't be a teacher unless somebody's learning. Even if that student is yourself. You teach yourself some lessons doing the right thing or doing the wrong thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes you do the right thing and you be like, oh shit, y'all was doing this shit the hard way, I could have just did this. Sometimes, and sometimes you fuck up. You be like, yo, you know something? You doing that shit no more. So even if that's the case, you know what I'm saying? It's still the application. You know what I'm saying? You being a student enrolled and somebody telling you something, that ends at Asiatic black men. See, I can tell you that you the Asiatic black man. But see, you gotta tell me that you the owner of the cream of planet Earth, father civilization, God in the universe. You got to tell me that. I don't know what you made. I don't know what you own. Some motherfuckers, I bet y'all, you made or own nothing. I was in that boat when I first came into the knowledge. So, at the end of the day, that's just an important point. That whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Even when we say we learn from certain people, sometimes you have to go over the river and through the woods. Like you have to go to every borough. Like brothers from Medina had to go uptown. Brothers from the desert had to go to Mecca. Brothers from the P had to go to Medina. In order to, find all the keys. he said, I do the knowledge to how some guys try to claim the histories in the lands. I mean, I've seen it, the adjustment of histories. All I can say is, look, a lot of things happen to the naked eye can detect it. Malik Love said it was the part where the lock and the door meet. There was a wood thing there. I'm trying. And he said, me and Colleen fixed the door and the guy was building on the 6th degree and the one on 14. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something too. A lot of people, they talk about those days, right? And they say like, yeah, I remember I came to the school, God, and we was building. It's like, guys, every day. Like that was, it's like if you say to the crib, like, yeah, remember that time I came on the block and all y'all had y'all blue rags on? Not particularly, but yeah, go ahead. But yeah, man, us, having to pick something and somebody's over there building on the lessons, or building on whatever. That's yeah, y'all ain't never get the crack speech from Colin. Hey, Colleen, man, nobody's smoking crack. Like, are you crazy? Malik Lowe said, what are some differences or difficulties now or easier teaching now and then? What methods work for you that you see are beneficial? Well, see, I don't proselytize. I don't recruit. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, it's I always say probably it's easier, you know what I mean? Because my understanding is clearer. You know what I'm saying? My wisdom is more precise. Uh, what was easier back then was that just the atmosphere drew people up. You know what I'm saying? Like at a certain point, like when I was in high school, people was coming to me to get the knowledge. Like when people, because, well, I tell you what most of them used to say, the first brother I remember, he comes up to me in class and he's like, yo, I noticed you out there in the ciphers this morning, because every morning we come to school, we got a cipher right in front. You know what I'm saying? She's like, yeah, I noticed that. You seem to know, you got a grasp on that. Like when you were speaking out there, I can tell you know what you're talking about. Right? So yeah, so I'm just looking at him. So then he's like, yeah, I always wanted to be in that, but I didn't never know nobody. I didn't know how to get in. I didn't, how do so then I just tell her, listen, at the school, meet me right there at the site where we be at. You know what I'm saying? And then, you tell this person, all right, look, you stand right here, like we have a cipher. This person had to stand like a step back. And you stand right there and just do the knowledge. Just listen, don't say nothing. Don't, if you got a question, ask me after. Do not interrupt. And then that would be how that person start getting knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm just, whatever I go about doing, there's a certain, there's a science to it. There's a mathematics, and people notice that. You see what I'm saying? So they ask me, yo, why you move like that? Or just at some point it comes up. You dealing with dietary law. At some point that comes up. If I'm maintaining with somebody, no, I'm not eating it. No, I'm not eating that. You want a piece of my sandwich? No. So, because I've constructed the cipher around me, right, in such a way that when a person come in there, right, they detect the civilization. You understand what I mean? They acknowledge God. They acknowledge that, whoever's at the foundation of this thing right here deals with knowledge. So in that way, yeah, I'm walking around telling people the science every day. You know what I'm saying? But definitely just the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? Like just, back then, Farrakhan, I wouldn't say he was a mainstream speaker, but he got mainstream attention. Like he's being on Donahue, they covering what he's saying on the news. And that's just the mainstream. But I'm saying, he was a speaker, like the way people listen to different podcasts now, people listening to Farrakhan tapes. Like that was the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying, of the time. You know what I'm saying? Just like saying, like I seen that expression, you know what I'm saying, amongst the older people, you know what I'm saying, where it was like, yo, we out here fighting for certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, dude, you gotta take that fucking perm out your head. You gotta take that fucking conch out your fucking head, motherfucker. You on some nigga shit. That's some cracker shit. That's the atmosphere. So people who might not have really been particularly militant, right? But now you in this atmosphere, now I ain't gonna sing please, please, please now. I'm gonna sing, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. You see what I'm saying? Because the atmosphere is a certain kind of way. So, that part of it, but a lot of that is down to how we activate it. You know what I'm saying? Because, like we were saying, there was a time when, when you got off the train to go to the rally, like hundreds of brothers got off of every train. Like I'm talking about when you got off onto the platform, right? There would be other brothers getting off in the next car. You'd be like, oh snap, man, when y'all got on. Like y'all was on the same train the whole time. And we talking about every train, like where listen, people you get when you get to the ride, like, yo, you know what's going on? Yeah, this guy here. You this guy here, what train you took? Oh, we must be on the same. Like it was so many people that as a kid, you had to notice this thing and wonder what it was about. So, you know, in those ways, you know, I guess for some people that would make it easier, you know what I'm saying? But for me, it's easier because my wisdom and understanding has grown. Well, the fast, I still got I got like 2.5 pieces of fish right here. And we got fish dinner. But yeah, when when this fish dinner is done, the fasting has begun. Yeah, Joe Thornton met me back in the early 90s in Fordham Road. That's actually one of the most bugged out episodes. You know, sometimes when you hear back about things that you've done. Joe Self said, I just walked up on him on Fordham Road and just started going into the culture degree in the 114. Or was it the build degree in the 140? But I was on it like that. It sounds crazy now. But once upon a time, you know, I could have ended up in the medicine cabinet. I told y'all one of the wildest stories, though. One of the wildest stories was a brother said, he seen me one day and he said, peace, brother. And I said, brother, what you on some Muslim shit or something? Yeah, I don't even know why. I don't even know why I would have said something like that. The only thing I could think is that at that time, you know what I'm saying, a lot of Muslim brothers would say Ak or Aki. That's what they, you know, that was like a common, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, that means brother. So I guess when he said that, that's probably what came in my mind. But yeah, that it was crazy of me to think that. You said how we didn't meet because K born from Medina. So you know, K born from Medina. You talking about they used to be with y'all know I've been bad with names all day, man. I've been bad with names all day. So he came up with understanding knowledge, love, unique. Judge Self said it was the Bill degree in the heart. Yeah, you took him out that God damn, what's my man name and shit? He should be born everlasting. All of us grew up. I'm gonna think of it in a minute. But Judge Self said it was the Bill degree. I had like 3 or 4 guys with me at the time, and he was with a few Ansars. When I asked about that degree, everyone turned and looked at me to quote it. Well, that probably was Darkim, probably was Raheem. It might have been Daquan that comes on the what's the name? The Daquan that said he was there that time when when the cats was getting ready to try to stick us, and it turned out that I knew the brother. Could have been a law coin, but that was a couple other brothers, but that was like our like everyday Fordham crew. But it could have been Wise. It could have been a lot of people. Could have been Shaborn too. Power. But that's what kind of happened. Like, see, Mr. Green one, some of the brothers, I seen them around brothers that, I grew up with them, they was all a little bit older than me, you know what I'm saying, physically and in the knowledge. And then when my pops returned to the essence, you know what I'm saying, and I moved with my grandmother, at first, I was still going around my old way to maintain with those brothers. And then over time, I started building up a cipher on that part of town. You know what I'm saying? And over there, I was the older brother, by a couple of years and by experience and knowledge. Shaheed Davis, we said here, my name was on the list with Kim and Prince. You talking about firstborn Kim from Medina? Mr. Providence Plantations. That's quite a list. King Jabbar. Yeah, the medicine cabinet has been very quiet tonight. Complete said I was doing an odd tree. I ended up just going back. I never met anyone on the list of the people on your tree. You know, that's I mean, at this point right now, you know, chances are you know you're gonna be limited in that. Just the timing, you know what I'm saying, in terms of, you know, like there's one firstborn left. So, you know, if you're not from his tree, the chances that you're gonna, you know, meet everybody on the tree. But you know what it is, man. You know, you also you gotta you know, meet other people, you know what I'm saying, that's on the tree because, you know, even though you didn't get to meet the person, right? These other people have experiences with them. Did you know a brother who went by divine exorcist? He lived somewhere up in Piedmont. He used to rhyme and was real nice with his hands boxing. You're not talking about crazy divine. You talking about divine that fell off the bridge? I don't particularly recall that being his name. Uh, it's not outside the realm of ideas divine would come up with. If you're talking about who I think you're talking about, yeah, I knew Devon. Wild for Night. Yellow Seed, Slim Brother. You blind in one eye. Yeah, Divine. Yeah, you're right. Complete. Yeah, this is how I get my TV too. I don't even know. That's what I'm saying. Like when somebody say, "Yo, Dave Chappelle," something's going on with Dave Chappelle and Netflix. I don't be knowing. I got my own show now. But yeah, Divine. Uh, you know, Divine used to do a lot of things. Divine was a clothing designer. He won Golden Gloves 5 years in a row, but stopped boxing after the police beat him up on the train. Then I remember Divine per se winning Golden Gloves. I mean, he could have, uh, but Divine, uh, you know, he was a clothing designer, uh, a rapper, an actor, stuntman, you know, everyday thrill seeker. You know, divine, see, like even you said the police beat over the train, right? See, if you talk about the divine, I'm talking about these stories is not always as cut and dry as that. See, that's how you would hear a story. Like, yo, Divine got hit by a bus. And you looking up and down, everybody's looking for Divine, man. Where is Divine? Where is Divine? And when you see Divine, you like, Divine, man, what happened, man? You all right? You be like, yeah, I'm good, man. I just did one of my challenges, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, I tackled the bus, man. You know, I wanted to see if I could take the bus out. So I tackled the bus. Divine, what do you say? My challenges, God. One time, he cut himself.
You get a chance, open up that computer, we want to know who lied.
All right. One time, he cut himself. He cut himself from this shoulder to this hip bone over here, straight across. He attacked the Dominicans on their block in Dominican land. Like I could go on with yo, Vaughn was my man. That was my jeez. Listen, man, yeah, you can't make this shit up with Vaughn. Yeah, that he said he could go blind if he took another blow to the eye. I think that is divine. The divine with Allah real? Nah. Well, what you doing? You talking about the brown skin brother that used to be with back in the back? But yeah, that's how divine returned to the essence, man. That's how he returned. He had a rope, right? And his challenge, right, was he wanted to climb the Brooklyn Bridge, the Manhattan Bridge, and the Williams Bridge, and I think the Queens Bridge too. He wanted to all those bridges he was trying to climb. And from what I understand, he climbed at least one of them. Like they said, he made it up one, maybe two bridges. You know what I'm saying? And on the third one, he fell off the road. Like he didn't have no harness, no safety equipment. We talking about Vaughn. And yeah, they said because he gave a kid and a lady that was passing by a camcorder, because he was trying to film it so, you know, he could show his feet. You know what I'm saying? So they said that the kid is filming, but he not just climbing up the rope. That he's climbing up, he's doing all types of acrobatics and waving and all this. And it was like it came a certain point where like they could see that he was fatiguing, but then he didn't stop. Like, you know, he should have came back down, but he just kept going and shit. And then, so yeah, man, that was my brother right there, though, Vaughn, man. I remember, and things was really starting to take off for him, yo. He had just, look, the nigga was blind in one eye, right? But he started boxing again. He was winning and shit. That was the thing. Like I seen him one day, he was like, yo, God, I'm 3-0 now, God. Like 3-0? You ain't supposed to be boxing. So he like, yeah, I just went to the commission and I took the test and they didn't catch me, God. He said, yo, he said, I took the test. And they said, yeah, you good. So I've been fighting ever since. He was in it was either Busta Rhymes or Craig Mack did a video, and there's a point where there's a guy that comes out and he plugs a plug into the floor. And when he plugs that plug into the floor, the video starts. That's divine. Vine, yeah, Vine can fight. You see, Vine never fought nobody his size. So you couldn't tell. Vine taking on all 400 pounders, 2 and 3 at a time. But yeah, we used to spar. We used to be on 161st Street. They used to come out with the gloves. Born Justice was there. See, I don't know that other Dumont, but he used to be around. Akim used to be around. There's a couple people, but at that time, that's how they was bringing the gloves out. Yeah, it was. I can't recall the exact video, but yeah, he was starting to get acting roles and like I said, as his boxing was coming off. He had got some kind of new connects with his clothing line. He didn't have like a particular line that he was selling, but he should make clothes. Like we should be at the show and prove, and he should do like 5 different things. Like he'd have a fashion show where he model his clothes. He'd rap. You know what I'm saying? Like he just had a whole bunch of shit that he was doing. But his staple was that he would escape from a straitjacket on stage at the show and prove. I give you a little that's why when you asked me, Devon, I was like, you said, am I crazy? Yeah, man, I knew Devon, man. I think about Devon all the time, man. Devon one of them people where you like, damn, son. You look, see like Malik Lowe, you said what's different? Niggas like Devon. See, Devon was crazy, but it wasn't like these cats who come around here now. Yeah, he should dress for that morning because he was making all that stuff. Take this over here. I think I'm about to shut the medicine cabinet down. We ain't having no fun in the medicine cabinet. We ain't having no fun in the medicine cabinet today. Might as well shut it down. Yo, complete. You know, I meant to ask you too. Where did you say you sent the tracking number to? On Facebook? Yeah, that's what it is. I know he said this on. Get your Facebook, yeah, I don't want to be on it too tough. Uh-oh. Looks like we got trouble. All right. Yeah. VC Realm, yeah, but I'm getting tracking number from Complete. I gotta send you the tracking number, VC Realm. But no, this is breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Governor, I don't know how to say the governor's name. I don't know if it's Hochul, Hochul. I don't know. It's the new governor of New York, to require COVID vaccination proof to obtain and renew driver's licenses and registrations. The governor hosted a coronavirus briefing Wednesday morning to update New Yorkers on the state's ongoing pandemic response efforts, including a new requirement that will mandate anyone obtaining or renewing a driver's license or vehicle registration must be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 and booster shots, as they are made available. Upon questioning, the governor stated, driving in the Empire State is a privilege, not a right. We have to put an end to this pandemic and hard decisions need to be made. Now, I got a problem with hearing this stuff from women. I got a problem with it. Look, I hate to go into, listen, man, I know what I gotta do. Son. We definitely, we've got, because listen, man, see, I have a problem, right, with women, right, that have spent the last 45, 50 years talking about choice, talking about, the government has to stay out of my womb. I got a TC issue with that. And I'm just saying, what is it like, dude? It's my car. If the nigga don't want coronavirus in me, guess what? You could not ride in my fucking car. You in your car by yourself riding to a location that is nobody's business, but you need to be vaccinated. Now, is no one going to bring up that all of this, school choice over your body, choice of this, of that. Now, all of a sudden, all the people who champion that and see, like I said, like just women, but the Democratic Party in general. The people that have been pumping everything about choice all this time is now saying, nah, it's not about your choice. I guess we'll have to see how this goes over. You know, Complete said the freedoms of the of choice, of the freedoms of the Constitution is being overridden. See, I think that's another thing that's happening here is that the spirit of the law is starting to bump up against the letter of the law. Because see, there's a lot of freedoms and rights that we assume that we had, right? Or that we assume that we understand what that article or amendment in the Constitution means. You see what I'm saying? And we have some things, right, found in documents, right? You got the Declaration of Independence in the Constitution. You know what I'm saying? Now, there's certain things in the Declaration of Independence, right? As an idea, you have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But it doesn't actually say that in the Constitution. Most people are under the impression that, you know, well, yeah, if you make a situation where I can't go to work, then you're depriving me, right, of inalienable rights. You understand what I'm saying? So that's one of the things, right, that, you know, that doesn't appear in the Constitution. It appears in the Declaration of Independence, and it's also just a part of our indoctrination in America. You know what I'm saying? Just in terms of what we thought we learned in social studies class. You know what I'm saying? You know, when we was told about the greatest generation in America, and I mean World War II, and how, you know, we battled against all these oppressive people and governments. You understand what I'm saying? So hold on, let me look. Somebody sent it to me. It says WROC. I guess that's a station in Albany. trying to look at it. Yeah. I just see where it says she gave an update. I'll check it in a minute. Right, the Declaration of Independence is not necessarily legally binding. The complete said these vaccines will cause separation between the states. The internal strife is heading in the wrong direction. Consider the history of the Dragon Emperor of the Qing Dynasty, Ying Shen. I mean, it's already pretty much limited. You know, you already got the terminology, the vaccinated and the unvaccinated, you know what I'm saying? So, mm, mm, mm. Yeah, that's gonna create some issues, but I think ultimately, it's gonna be too much. I think it's gonna be too much. See, like you said, it's gonna disrupt the travel and the trade. You know what I'm saying? And there's some signs that I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? There's some signs that I'm seeing. Like if you go in some of these big box stores now, you know, they look like crap in it. Like some of the stores that you see that, they hitting all these switches on the stock market. When you go in these stores now, listen, the lights is not bright, the carpet is dingy, it doesn't look like it's newly painted. And there's whole avenues, like 8th Avenue in Manhattan, once you pass like 23rd Street, 8th Avenue is done. And even down there, it's not the best, but you know, it is a little bit thriving down there. But once you cross 23rd Street, 8th Avenue is zombie land. And I really complete you making a point right now that I think is something that they're kind of dependent on. They're dependent on this Christmas rush to be official. Like if this Christmas rush doesn't come in the way they want it to, they're gonna start coming on talking about what we need to cut back. Complete. There's really no garment district anymore. Like all those different specific areas of New York, like on Fashion Avenue, right? Remember back in the day, 7th Avenue, between 42nd Street and 34th Street was called Fashion Avenue. Like you said, 8th Avenue is the garment district where everything gets made. And then they were selling the clothes on 7th Avenue. All that's bars now, bars and restaurants, couple hotels. The warehouse district, like out where we used to party at, the tunnel, all of that, that's all gentrified now. That's bars, restaurants, like art galleries. You know, we could go on. You know, 34th Street is about about 15 stores now. You know what I'm saying? Comprise 34th Street. Like outside of the whole 34th Street now is between 6th Avenue and 7th Avenue. Like, we used to go all the way down to 9th Avenue and then turn up, and it's nah, all that's gone. The Limelight, is it condos? They made some kind of mall in there at one time, and then I haven't really paid attention to it. I know they got a restaurant in there, you know, Grimaldi's. They was famous. They had a restaurant down there, close to the piers over there, down at the bottom of the hill on Court Street. They built one over there in the Limelight. Right, exactly. You used to see them coming with the clothes. You know, they got the stuff that they putting on the. They got the stuff that they putting on the you know, on the trucks that's going out, and then they got the stuff that, like you said, that's going down to 7th Avenue to be sold over there. But yeah, all that's gone. Like between Canal Street, Delancey Street, 42nd Street, 14th Street. I'm talking about all, that this was the shopping. It's probably 35 stores. Like all, like the Canal Street, there's no more stores on Canal Street. Like it's a little couple, you might see, but it's not like to where, 15 of us is gonna go to Canal Street and go school shopping. No. Even Soho, ghost town now. Soho is ghost town. Like, there's people down there and the items they selling is for so much money that, you can sell one item and kind of come up, but I don't know. And just a lot of staple stores, like stores that, I remember riding around with my pops in the car, you know what I'm saying? And these stores was there, gone. You know what I'm saying? Jamaica Avenue is still decent. Jamaica Avenue is the best that I seen, like out of the, Fordham Road is still decent. I would say behind Jamaica Avenue though. 125th Street, like ghost town. Uh 14th Street, ghost town. Ghost town. Jamaica Avenue is still doing fairly decent, but the stuff there is not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like remember, Jamaica, you got like kind of a steady influx of immigrants. So what's out there now is a lot of stores that kind of cater to them. But like the malls is closed. You know what I'm saying? Gertz Mall, what was the other mall over there on 165th Street? Gone. And 165th Street is not what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like right there when you come between Jamaica and like 89th Avenue or whatever that is, over there is not the same. You know what I'm saying? But Jamaica Avenue, I think you can still go to Jamaica Avenue and do like all your school shopping. You know what I'm saying? Flatbush Avenue, way out. Once you get out there by like 21st Street and all that, it's not the same. Yeah, the Coliseum is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like the stores, like if you came out there, right, the bus terminal, all that strip right there is not the same no more. You know what I'm saying? But see, the one thing that's going to keep Jamaica kind of popping is that, Jamaica is so big. Queens is so big. So people got it, like, you don't want to go all the way to Manhattan to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? So it's going to be always people right there. But I would say this, even on Jamaica Avenue, right? You wouldn't recognize it, like the jewelry stores are gone. You know what I'm saying? The pure sneaker stores is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like the only sneaker stores in New York right now is Foot Locker and Foot Action. Whatever, it's just like, one other store, but like all the little bombs or, you go to the Puerto Rican man over there, nah. The stuff that we used to wear, like, unless you wear skinny pants, it's, I don't know how you're gonna make it happen. I see said I browse of blooming bells meander through Macy's, but I buy at Alexander's. Where's Alexander's? They closed Alexander's. It had to be about 1991. And I recall when they did it, they closed Alexander's, and the way they did it was so foul. I was walking up the block, right where Joe Sub was saying he see me. I was walking, like, well, where they used to be at. They used to be over there by the Dr. J's. And the Alexander's was across the concourse. And I was over there, and you see all these people lined up out front. I thought they was, customers or something. But then when you get up there, the store was closed. They closed it down, didn't even tell the workers. Yeah, right. Yeah, Jamaica. Yeah, they bus terminal out there is ridiculous. Jamaica got like more than one bus line and shit. Like I haven't seen that around the rest of the city. Yeah, Alexandria, they closed that. That had to be like 91 or something. But just all of the stores that we recall, uh, Dr. J's is a crap store now. VIM is a crap store now. Models is gone. Like all of the and mostly all the mom and pop stores is gone. Toys R Us going, Radio Shack going. Yeah, yeah, you're going down the list. That's what I'm saying. the radio show, or they change it to the shack. You know how it be. People buy the what's the name? People buy the like the name is still worth something. You know what I'm saying? Or a business will fail because one part of the business is doing so bad, but other parts of the business will still be profitable. So, for instance, Lehman Brothers, that went out of business, parts of a organization is still around. But yeah, Radio Shack, Toys R Us, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot of the staples of New York is gone. And it's like, okay, even if online pops off, right, that's not really going to help the economy like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like your job is going to say, yo, well, the store ain't making no money, but being that we kicked off online, we're going to keep paying you in your medical bills and all this shit. You understand what I'm saying? What'd you say here? Nick Cannon bought Radio Shack. Yo, Macy's and Bloomingdale's look horrible now. Like when you go in these stores, they just not the kind of high-end experience that Lord and Taylor's is going. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these stores is not the high-end experience that you would expect. Like this being New York, this a hospitality place. You know what I mean? Tourism is one of the major industries in New York. So when you go into these places, you know what I'm saying? And you see that, the hospitality is kind of lacking, right. Macy's looking like Walmart in there now, man. So I'm saying I don't see New York surviving through that. The restaurants are saying that their business is down 60% since the mandates came in. And none of these mandates, this is nothing I don't like. The way these mandates don't make sense because I can't go in the restaurant, right? You tell me I can't go in the restaurant, but I can go in the Target, right? Now in the restaurant, this restaurant might only seat 8 people. And all 8 people is all spread out. But I could go in the Target with a couple hundred people, stand right next to them online, and I might be in there, I might eat my food real quick and be out. I might be in there for 2 hours just waiting on the line. Complete said that's across the board. Retail outlets are horrible, but I'm saying, like, when did that happen? Like, all of these stores, you go in them Best Buy, it's like, yo, what is this crap? I was in the Target, it wasn't looking good in there either. 783rd said, y'all better cross the bridge, pay no taxes, and toll it back home, like many have done for decades. The problem is that it costs like $50 to cross the bridge now. So you really got to be going to rack up. One said, I think it's bull how the city, not state, can tell a business who they can serve. I mean, I don't know how any of them can do that. And I'm just saying, it's not going to work. Like, you're going to start hearing about a shortfall in the New York tax revenues very soon. You know, and that's another thing I don't like is that, look, de Blasio, you only here for another 2 months, and get the fuck on. Like, why are you trying to do all this shit? You trying to be on some busybody shit as if you can redeem your political career and ever win another office. Same thing with this brother. Shorty, you just got in there out of luck and you about to be out. Stop it. Yeah, Shaggy, that's what I'm saying. You know, you get to wear the mask in the restaurant, but then how you gonna eat? So, yeah, who knows? Police said the question becomes, what can we do about it? You know, what they did last summer. You know, forced them to have to throw somebody under the bus. You know, that's what happened. They threw your man Chauvin under the bus, and then all the shit went away. $16. Now that bridge ain't no $16. Felix Almazan said it's not just the stores, the trains and buses are all still overcrowded and no one is saying anything about it. Yeah. You know, you said here, oh, in Vegas, that's the rules. You gotta, that toll was more than $16. When I first was going over there, like it was like some chump change. Like there was a time when you could go to Jersey just to get gas. Like if you just happen to be on Canal Street, like fucking go to Jersey and get some cheap gas. Now you're like, nah, stay away from over there. And the gas ain't even cheap over there like it used to be. gas is 45 cents more. I don't know, man. Well, I guess too, it also depends on where you at. You know what I'm saying? Like, gas in Newark is not the same price gas in Trenton. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm talking about, right over the bridge right there. When you come through, the tunnel right there, because if I gotta ride all the way out to Rutgers or some shit, then nah, shit ain't worth it. I burn half the gas by the time I get back. And then that's the other thing, man. Ever since they came with that Easy Pass shit, hey man, listen. Yeah, it's just ain't nobody So you talking about 15 minutes away? None's ever 15 minutes away in Jersey. People in Jersey do not drive. Anytime you see somebody doing something stupid on the street in New York, 7 times out of 10 they got New Jersey plates. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I know what it is. See, people in New Jersey, they take their driving test in the parking lot. See, like when I to New York, I took my drive. Listen, I took my driving test on Broadway. See, you got to you. Oh, that's what it is. The toll from New York to New Jersey is $16.50 with the Easy Pass. Okay, what is it if you don't have the Easy Pass? You see, I don't want to never have the Easy Pass. See, perhaps that's why I'm saying nah, it's not $16. If you from Long Island and you close to, yeah, but it ain't really no part of Long Island that's close to Jersey. Well, I see what you're saying. If you from Long Island and you happen to be over by Canal Street, it might be worth it for you to just shoot through the bridge real quick. Nah. See, in New Jersey, they test in the parking lot, so they not used to the pressure. They're not used to the pressure of the road out here in New York. You said not all. I mean, if two of them, if two drivers from New Jersey took their test in the parking lot, see, that's what you got to understand about the road. So you know how it'd be a traffic jam, and you get to where the traffic jam, like the root of it, and it's just one person that don't know how to switch lanes. That person generally has New Jersey plates. It's not, look, every, certain places, these got bad drivers. Like in Massachusetts, apparently the drivers is so bad in Massachusetts that they have their own name. They're called mass holes. learn how to drive over there. They learn how to drive over there in Newark. Yeah. We learn how to drive in Newark. See, Fly Phrase know what I'm talking about. Tell them about the mass holes, Fly Phrase. Nah, see, complete, that's what you're not. See, bad drivers never know that they're bad drivers. You ever be in the car with a bad driver and they be explaining, and they be rationalizing why they did that bad driving move? And they be in this lane, and you supposed to just smooth over, just boom with the flow. And you stuck here in this lane, talking about, yeah, man, see, stuff happen too fast. You gotta be safe, you gotta be careful. See, I don't make moves like that. So you do your parking, the parking part of the test, you take in the parking lot. See, this is not, I'm explaining to you again. I took my driving test on Broadway at rush hour. Hey, look, but you know what's fucked up? Let me tell you what's fucked up about my driving test. The nigga almost crashed into me, son. Motherfucker almost crashed me. What kind of shit is this? You gonna cause me to fail? Yeah, see, every green I read, you can't listen. You cannot have learned how to drive in Newark. Listen, let me explain something to you. Newark is a special place. It's a special place. The closer you get to Newark, objectivity begins to disappear. Jersey got a lot of cities like that. Camden. Yeah, see, not me. I'm the type of driver. Listen, man. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Newark in the 90s, we ain't stopped at no lights after 6 p.m. Now, I want everyone to stop and consider that these are the gentlemen that are explaining to me that New Jersey does not have bad drivers. Let that roll around in your head for a minute. KRS-One versus BDK or Big Daddy Kane. You know, since KRS-One expressed certain views about African Van Body and child molestation, I'm just not. I don't fuck KRS. Now you see what you said right here? Just to depart. As I said before, y'all missed it. You said nowadays leaving Medina, especially Fulton Street at 6, you won't get across the George Washington Bridge until 2 or 3 hours. See, here's the thing. That's because of the New Jersey people. See, the destination is the GWB. See, you only need about 3 drivers from New Jersey to fuck up the whole. Like, listen, man, I've been on the Garden State. Son. See, y'all talking about the Holland Tunnel. Let's talk about the Lincoln Tunnel, the Jersey side. You want to talk about see the George Washington Bridge, you got about 2 highways and about 10 byways that all merge at the George Washington Bridge. When it gets bumper to bumper on the Jersey side, you get out the car and have a picnic. Ain't going no place. Yeah, we we ain't really doing nothing. It's just the Last Supper. We just doing a little politics. So, even though Thursday is usually Sunya's day, and we usually don't come on Thursdays. We're gonna come on. We're gonna do we're gonna break the fast. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm breaking mine with some juice. So, just in case, if you was gonna go out and buy some pork chops so you could have a hearty meal when you come off the fast, I'm just letting you know that's not how I'm doing. See? No. So y'all don't do cameras. No, y'all don't do cameras. Y'all just do racist ass speed traps. Y'all need camera for. They ain't trying to take pictures. In New Jersey, they trying to lock niggas up. Yeah. If you're planning on breaking your fast with pork chops and applesauce, I'm not going to be inviting you on the link. Won't be doing it. No, it's still the same food. I'm almost finished right now. Got the last couple of bites. You said people from outside from the U.S. are good drivers. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever driven around. Well, I guess uh, West Indians. But I wouldn't just say people from outside the U.S. because traffic is horrible anywhere where it's Chinese people. They can take it how they want to take it. Traffic is horrible in New York anywhere that is Chinese people. Canal Street, Flushing. I don't care. Call the police, call the politically correct police, the SJWs, anywhere where it's Asian people, traffic is horrible. I mean, people lost their life in Queens Boulevard. No, that's not why it's cameras. It's cameras so they can make money. But that's what I'm saying. We're going to do statistics. How many people died on the garbage street? Yeah, see, that's a bad sign right there. See, that's what I'm saying. See, these places where you could turn right on red, that's what I'm saying. You're not used to parking. You see, you got these places where people don't even park. They just pull over into the ditch. Don't matter what side. Y'all don't have no rules to drive in these places. That's why you get here and you don't know what you're doing. Have absolutely no idea. But we've reached that juncture, you know what I'm saying? This was not particularly, this was, more of a, those that is regulars here at Random Jewels, the Medicine Cabinet, the G Building, the channel formerly known as Hotep. Those that are accustomed to being here was aware that this is the last day before we go on the fast. When we wake up tomorrow, the fasting has begun on Thursday. We'll be back to break the fast together in the morning until we let, oh man, the trains in them, oh man, you're right about that. That's 7 train. Whew. That 7 train is almost like Japan. You ever see in Japan, when the train get crowded, they got these sticks and they push the people, they ram them into the train with the sticks. It looked like a broom, like one of those big brooms that like a janitor be sweeping with, that's long, and they use it and they ram the people in the what's the name? That's actually a thing. We can get on that, see, I'm about to start the City Sciences channel, because that is a city science. Have you ever noticed that the Black man has the greatest appreciation for personal space? Am I the only one that's noticed that? That other cultures, they don't place a premium on personal space. So it just be certain situations where they'll pack in. You know, see the black women like a motherfucker looking at us. And you invading you disturbing the air around me. Black man, look, don't bump me, don't step on my shoes. We value personal space. Yeah, Mr. Spock said it's like 3 or 4 Chinatowns in Medina. Yeah, that Chinatown that's down there by over there on the other side of Flatbush, over there by Maimonides Hospital. Not Maimonides, yeah, not Maimonides. What is that hospital over there? Like when you go all the way down past McDonald, past all the way down there. Trying to be horrible as hell over there too. But yeah, that's an observation that I made. But at any rate, about to take it down so I can wake up crisp tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? You know, conserve a little bit of energy into the class, you know what I'm saying? We'll be going, you know, let's see if the class is you know, how it rolls. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how the class rolls on the first day of fast. Yeah, so I'm saying we don't have ditches. We have not quite Sunset Park. What I'm talking about is if you go past what's that park over there in Flatbush where they be playing soccer at? At any rate, tomorrow we in effect 6 o'clock. We in effect 6 o'clock. The medicine room, the channel formerly known as. We're gonna sign off from the G building. Peace.